Good day, guys. My name is Vasanth. I'm a NEET expert. I actually coach for NEET aspirants to achieve their dreams. And I've been doing this for more than 9+ years. And today we are going to get into a video which actually involves an 8th standard chapter called Reaching the Age of Adolescence. And we have 3 more parts of this video. Before you watch into this video, I would request you or suggest you to watch those videos so that we can actually understand and follow lots of things. Okay, let's quickly get into the video, shall we? So allow me a minute. I hope everybody is able to see my screen now. Okay. Let's quickly get into the topics that you're going to cover. Topics involve what is the roles or role of hormones involved in the process of life cycle of frog, okay, and insects. That's the first important one. The next one is the reproductive health and how it is important for every human, and how drugs could be drugs could be spoiling, and how it could be really life changing, in the worst perspective. And then after that we have AIDS. Okay, what we need to know and explore about more about AIDS, and then what are the things and stuff like that. And then we need to know about parathyroid hormone also we are going to learn, and about homeostasis a little bit. So let's get into the topic quickly, shall we? So roles of hormones in completing life cycle. So first thing we need to know is it is not only in human being the hormones actually plays a vital role. Hormones are seen even in plants. Can you believe it? Those are called phytohormones. P-H-Y-T-O, phyto, H-O-R-M-O-N-E-S, phytohormones. Phyto means plants. So plant hormones. Okay, plant hormones. So here, if plants are actually using, then animals also. So there is no discrepancy or something like that. Like plants uses and the animal uses. So plant and animal are equally important and stuff in the society and the environment of the whole world. The biosphere we are talking about. So in this case, the thing that you need to take into account is the function of hormones. Okay, the hormones here in insects and other frogs also very important. Here we are going to look into the function of a hormone in the case of frog. So frog actually has a life cycle. So first it will be an adult frog. Okay, adult frog will lay eggs, and eggs will hatch to become tadpole. Okay, tadpole will become young frog. And young frog will grow out to be mature frog again. So this is how the life cycle actually goes through. So this process of when a young one is born, when the young one is not going to have the same body design of an adult, then they need to undergo their bodily morphological changes, structural body changes that is going to change into an adult. So such intermediate stages, and the changes that is actually going to happen in these intermediate stages, to actually come to an adult form, such function is called metamorphosis. Okay, this is what is called metamorphosis. In this case, it is actually named thyroxine. Thyroxine is the hormone which is going to be helpful in frog, called the conversion of tadpole to frog. So it is going to be functioning over here. So metamorphosis is actually a process where the juvenile form or the young ones who will not be having the same morphology of an adult will be undergoing a morphological change that will lead to formation of adult. So just leading of the is happening. So these are the chemical substances which is going to be helpful in metamorphosis of insect. So in insect, it's called M-O-T-H, moth. Okay, egg. So next few adult. and juvenile hormone. Both of them actually functions here for the transformation of the pupa into moth, or the larvae into moth. So this is the function of hormones when it comes to animals other than human being. Okay, insect especially, and amphibians. So this is the role of hormone in completing life cycle of frog and insect. I hope everybody would have understood. This is a very simple topic, like not too much complexity in this. So I hope everybody have understood the concept. So the next one is reproductive health. So what is reproductive health? In higher classes and in lower classes, if you ask me what is health, being healthy is having physical, mental, and social well-being. Okay, so when all these three are good in a human being, then we call this person healthy. So healthy and disease-free are not same. Not same. Okay, so a person, one who's physically healthy and mentally not healthy, we cannot call him healthy. We just call him disease free. So he is not well psychologically and stuff, and socially, if he is not well to do, then he is just disease free. He is not healthy. So that is what WHO, World Health Organization, have actually implemented. The definition of being healthy is a person when he is physically, mentally, and socially healthy and psychologically healthy, only then we consider them as healthy. So now this is with respect to health. What if we apply it even to the reproductive perspective, okay, reproductive system and to its function and its process, then we call it as reproductive. So all these is applicable for human reproduction, and I'm not framing it, and it is already framed by WHO themselves. So with physical, mental, and social well-being of a human being with respect to reproductive system, their health, function, and process is called reproductive health. A person should actually have a proper mental health. So why do you actually engage in copulation or reproduction or sexual intercourse? It is just a matter that the organism need to share their things with each other. So that's more important than anything else in this very world. So the main thing is sharing each other's thoughts, and then well-being, and looking after each other and complementing each other, and then all the other things. Along with that, we are going to have the most important responsibility of the society is that we will be releasing, or we'll be giving out a young one who's going to be the offspring of two of us. He'll be the representative of two of us. So the combination of genetic material that they will be possessing, the offspring will be possessing, will be way better than anything that me or my wife have, or a male and a female who will be a reproducing have. So their combined characteristics will be seen in the offspring. So that is the responsibility which is required to be understood. So to actually have a proper reproductive health instinct in everybody's life. Okay. So say no to drugs. So what is drug? Sir, I have a drugstore nearby. So how is that even working? So drugs are of different types. So some are prescribed drugs, and other things are narcotic drugs. Prescribed drugs are chemical substances that are going to be helpful for our body in most of the cases that will be suggested by the doctors prescribe. Okay, and when it comes to narcotic drugs, and these drugs are going to be creating a false illusion in our brain by altering the chemical levels in the body and nullify the effect in the neural system. So will actually put us in a dilemma. Okay, so these are the drug addiction concerning that is actually present. So it is not only in female; it is in both male and female. Okay? So it is actually bruising and infection and bloodshot eyes, and totally blood arteries totally visible on the eyes, and then dilated pupil, there'll be pupil dilation because their control and the coordination with the nervous system will be totally lost, and there will be a distinctive weight change due to drugs, and after that they'll be totally lethargic because of their suppression of their nervous system. And when they are not able to concentrate on things, obviously they will get aggressive and irritable, and then they'll be segregating themselves from everybody. So that leads to constant depression. And due to all these characteristic changes, you would be able to see a distinctive change in the personality of of a person. So that these are the most important things. Even criminality is seen. People who are criminals, especially the young criminals, you could see them having drugs, okay, that actually abuses them and change their mind and mentality and behavior. So that's how bad the drugs can actually make them. So this literally leads to depression, anxiety, mental illness. So when the mental health is obviously disrupted, then the person could not be considered healthy. So the best way to deal with stress is to talk to someone whom you can trust, so that you have someone to share. And then especially if they are going to be your parents, then they will be well and good, so that they will be able to give you a right idea to actually get implemented with the ideas that they have actually implemented when they were facing such problems, or they have life experience with which they can give you a good idea. That's why say no to drugs, guys. So next one is AIDS. The expansion of AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So why is it called acquired? It is not something that is born with, it is acquired from outside. That's why it's called acquired. Okay? And the next one is immunodeficiency. So by acquiring the disease, okay, it creates deficiency to the immune system. So that's why it is called immunodeficiency. By creating immunodeficiency, it causes several diseases. Okay, it paves way for several diseases. So that's why it is called syndrome. It is not going to give you one problem. It is going to give you bunch of problems. That's why we call it syndrome. And it is not an acute disease. It is a chronic disease, which means it's going to happen for a very long time. And when the defense system in our body is totally messed up and it is totally destroyed, so it will be life-threatening condition. Okay, so this is caused by HIV. It is called human immunodeficiency virus. Okay, and what does it do? It literally targets the immune system and interferes with the body's ability to fight infectious diseases. As a result of it, what happened? The body will not be able to fight against the infectious diseases, and we will be vulnerable for disease conditions. So even for very common ones, which our body could defend itself, the body cannot defend. Once they are infected with HIV and they have AIDS. So it is usually transferred from one person to another person through sexual contact, body fluids, same needle usage, okay, pregnancy, blood transfusion, so all these are the easiest ways, AIDS could actually be entering into us. So when I say sexual contact, it's not like you should not have sexual contact at all. You should be very careful. Multiple sexual contact with multiple people should be avoided. So that should be the main thing. So this is how you would get AIDS. So you just need to be very, very careful when it comes to HIV virus. Okay, so it could actually change your whole life. So the next organ or gland that you're going to see about is parathyroid hormone, which is just behind the thyroid gland. So there are 4 granulated structure over here. Okay, granulated structure over here. That's called parathyroid gland. So what is the function of this parathyroid gland? Parathyroid gland helps in maintaining calcium ion in the bloodstream. So for which it produces a hormone called calcitonin. So calcitonin is actually a hormone that is going to regulate the amount of calcium in the bloodstream. So it is, if If there is no tissue that is going to be dependent, if there is no calcium, then this parathyroid hormone will not be able to function properly. So that is the function of parathyroid hormone and the function of parathyroid gland that creates parathyroid hormone. That's called calcitonin. Okay. So next is homeostasis. Homeo means a stabilized state. Homeo means equilibrium or stabilized. Stable state. Stasis means state. So state of stability. So that's called state of stability. So homeostasis is like when the body is in control of itself. So when there is a complete imbalance happens, the body goes out of control. Body goes out of control. Over here, there are several things that is going to be taken care. Here, you can see the control center over here. Okay. Stimulus provokes a change. If it is an imbalance, if there is an increase, the receptor will actually understand the change, and then it will be informed to the control center, and output will be sent to the effector, where the effector will actually respond to the imbalance and then receives homeostasis. And when there is an imbalance of decreasing, okay, then also the signal will be sent to the receptor and the control center and effector, and then imbalance will be homeostasis. Okay, it will be attaining equilibrium. So when there is an increased amount of blood pressure, okay, so the body will understand that there is no requirement for increased amount of blood pressure. So that will be taken care. Okay, sent to the control center, and then that will be taken care, and the blood pressure reduces, equilibrium attained. What if the blood pressure decreases? So the blood pressure decreases, then also the body will be sending the command through the receptors to the control center that the organs are very less efficient. So you need to increase the blood pressure, for which you need to secrete the chemical substances. So likewise, the hormones will be synthesized, and then the adrenaline will be pumped, as a result of which it results in constant pumping and increases the heart rate. Okay, the blood pressure also increases. So this is the homeostasis. So homeostasis is done by when it comes to hypothalamus, it regulates temperature and osmotic pressure. And evaporation of water helps regulates body temperature, and kidney maintains water balance. That is actually done by antidiuretic hormone. Okay, that you'll be studying only in 10th standard. Don't trouble yourself with this. And pancreas regulated blood sugar with the help of insulin. Okay, insulin. And blood distribution, heat through body. So the temperature which is getting transferred from one part of the body to the other is done with the help of blood. And then skeletal muscles contract and releases heat. So that heat transmission is also taken care by muscles. So this homeostasis is the state of steady internal physical and chemical condition that is going to be maintained by a living system. So that is what is called homeostasis. So when the body temperature decreases, it has to be taken care by increasing it. When the fluid balance goes down, it has to be increased, or vice versa. When the blood sugar goes down, it has to be increased. So vice versa. So all these things will be taken care. Okay? So that is called homeostasis. When the body is maintained at the state of stability, internal state of stability, with respect to both physical and chemical nature, okay, by a living system. It is called homeostasis. And what takes care of this? It is the endocrine system that takes care of it. I hope every one of you understood about homeostasis. Yes. So let's quickly look into some of the questions. So let's reproduction age in women starts when their menstruation starts, breasts start developing, body weight increases, height increases. So if you see, all of these are the characteristic changes that the organism would undergo once after they have attained the process of undergoing puberty. Very good. So it is the menstruation start, which is the initiation of undergoing puberty. So it is the reproduction age women starts only after they undergo menstrual start. So that is menarche. Okay, that's why that's the answer. Which is the male gonad? So pubic hair is actually present in both male and female, and ovary is the female gonad. Mustache is just the facial hair, and testis is the male gonad. Okay, testis is the male gonad. So beginning of menstruation at puberty is called ovulation. Ovulation is release of egg. So definitely no. Menstruation is starting of menstruation is bleeding, okay, not starting. So bleeding, so definitely not. And menarche is initiation of bleeding, so that's why that's an answer. And the menopause is stoppage of bleeding, so it is menarche. That's the answer. Thank you so much for your time, guys. I hope every one of you have understood and learned something fine and good. And looking forward to hear from you. If you have any questions, you can post them in the forum so that we will be able to answer you over there. And don't stop yourself from just watching videos. Try to attend our live classes. It will be more interesting and you will definitely enjoy the classes. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Have a nice day, guys.